I'm about to go live in a few minutes to just answer a few questions and talk to a few people, but there is something that I really want to know, and I feel like this video, if just going off the title of it, is going to get a bunch of views. So I want everybody in the comments to give me your answers to the questions that are about to be asked. Alright, I'm going to start with the obvious, and that is what is in the title of the video. Boosted GT. Everybody, if you're watching this video, you know who Boosted GT is. Well, you also know that he built a big tire car, the newer model orange Mustang. He's been to a few no preps. He has had it on the track several times. He has even wrecked it once. There's a video on the screen right now of that. But I follow a lot of these guys, have talked to several of these guys. I have not boosted, but several of these guys on their social media pages. And Boosted GT, he randomly posts stuff. It's not very often, but he'll post stuff for a while, every other day or so, and then he'll just go dormant for months. But he posted a picture of him with the new car on the streets. Do you think Boosted GT is going to be running that car on the streets? And when I say on the streets, I don't feel like it'll be on the show. He might surprise me. But do you feel like he will be a contender for the streets? Do you feel like he is going to be at cash days and places like that with that new car? You know, Boosted GT is kind of a family man now. You know, him and Kayla run everywhere together. Do you think that he's going to bring that new car to the streets? And I don't feel like it'll be on the show, but do you think that he will bring that car to the streets? Answers, please. If you know, hey, email address is on the screen right now. If you know, but you don't want to put it in the comments, send it to me in an email. You know, if you don't want me to put it out here, hey, all you got to do is tell me. I won't. But I want to know if Boosted GT is going to put that new car in the real street. But I feel like Boosted's from the streets, and I feel like he will always be in the streets. But do you think he will put that car, cash days, that sort of thing? Comments below. Second thing is El Camino. I've had a bunch of questions about the El Camino. When's it coming? Where's it at? What's going on? And I think I touched on it in a video about 2 or 3 videos ago, but to answer that question, the Elko is not going to be in this season of Street Outlaws. It's not happening. It's not going to be there. It will be next season before he gets it on the show. I was under the impression that he was going to have it out this season, you know, when this season started. I figured when he unveiled it at PRI that it wasn't done, but, you know, it was mocked up enough to show the world what he had done. Apparently it has had open heart surgery since then, and he kind of keeps people updated on his social media about where it's at. And everything he says is kind of vague. It's just, you know, he hasn't got it going yet or whatever. But you got to watch some of these guys with the contracts and stuff that they sign. They can't say very much about stuff that's going on right now until it airs. But I mean, I feel like if he is not on the show, then it doesn't matter what stage in the build process his car is. But he was on the show racing. He couldn't say a whole lot. The car is not going to be on the show season 11. It will be season 12 before the car comes back. I do feel like he will be a force to be reckoned with. He always has. I feel like he always will. You know, he's got good people behind him. I know that's a tender sentence in the world of Street Outlaws when you say you got a bunch of good people behind you. They all get defensive when you say that. But by me saying that, I mean precision. You know, tuning wise, I know he has his own tuner and all that. All of them do. But you know, if the storyline of the show is true with Chief and all them being best friends and all that, you know, he'll have help. He will get the car where it needs to go. There are so many companies that want their name out there associated with a winning car on a #1 television show that they will help him get that car where it needs to be, without a doubt. And my third and final question is, there's so many cars that are just badass cars. Beautiful, beautiful cars. Quick, fast, you know, badass cars. Why do we not hear more about these cars than what we do? And I take No Prep Kings and put that aside. I just can't really get in. I don't know what it is about the show, and I've heard a lot of people say that. I just can't get into it. But Megalodon, Swamp Thing, White Zombie. I think White Zombie and Swamp Thing both, and I know both of them is, Taggart Motorsports cars, but I think that is two of the best looking cars ever, and I don't know what it is about them. You either love them or you hate them. Swamp Thing is the only fiberglass car that Limpy will let into a real cash stage because the damn thing's so heavy. The fender well in the back for the tires to come through in the window, there's a lot of people who says they hate it, but I mean, to get that tire under there, that's your only option. And I think it's badass. I think the car's beautiful. The car's fast. White Zombie, there again, and I have heard that is a real airbrush and paint job. That's not a wrap. So there's a lot of time and money invested into the bodies of these cars, and they are just absolutely gorgeous. I love them. I love to see them run. I love to see them do good. They're good old boys, and I love to see them cars do well. You don't hear a lot about mainstream. You hear about them winning, a small race here or there. Bodie, he puts on a lot of races out west, and has kind of evolved into a race master, so to speak, I guess, out west, and doing a lot of things out there. But, Bodie, Mike Murillo, Chuck 55, Helenor, a lot of guys that we see on No Prep Kings, like I said, put that aside. Why do you not hear more about these people with these badass, fast race cars? Why do they not come and try for that 10 spot on the show on Saturday or whatever the rule is at this time? But for the money to, let me figure out the best way to explain it. For the money that can be made through sponsorships, television paychecks, whatever, t-shirt sales, fame that just brings money, why do these guys not do it? I don't get it, unless they just, they're not that type of people maybe, but, if they spent $100,000 in a race car, why not go for, it seems to me, all right, I'm going to break it down a little further. And I made a video with a buddy of mine with his Nova the other day, and we kind of got into this, but it's probably not going to make the video. A lot of people may not agree with that statement, but that statement is true. Street Outlaws brought drag racing back to mainstream. And to start with, NHRA and that type organizations hated it because they didn't condone street racing. But now that they have seen what Street Outlaws has done for the sport of drag racing, they're wanting them back. Or there was a year or so ago when Chief was running a Pro Mod in the Pro Mod series or whatever. But they have brought drag racing mainstream again, and they're without a doubt brought no telling how much money into that sport. So why does they not try to get on top of the mecca of drag racing, and that is Street Outlaws? Whether Street Outlaws has one more season or 5, all it takes is one decent season of Street Outlaws to be on top of the world in that sport and in that group of people. Why not? Answer the question, comments, email it, whatever. And everybody remember, this channel is to discuss stuff. Most of the things that I say are my opinions, and along with a decent amount of facts mixed in. But, why do these group of people not put themselves at the top? I don't get it. I know they have appeared on the show. That ain't what I'm talking about. Why, unless, you live in New York and can't try, I understand stuff like that. But, people in Texas, some of the people that I'd mentioned was in Oklahoma, anybody in the southeast, if you have enough money to build the cars and do this for a living, then you can go up there and race and stay competitive on the list. Why do these people not do that? If you know the answer to them questions, email, across the screen, comments, whatever, but let's discuss this stuff. Remember, this is for discussion only, so, let's discuss it. Let's figure out the bottom of it. Thanks for watching. Godspeed. See you in the next one.